When I found out I was going to be a parent, I immediately felt a lot of anxiety and worry. So I went on to BetterHelp to try to look for a therapist to help me with that.
My relationship with my family and with my boyfriend and with myself were suffering. I really needed help.
I was ruminating a lot. Really getting those thoughts out to a therapist and getting feedback was just life-changing.
Discover what BetterHelp Online Therapy can do for you. Visit BetterHelp.com today.
Hello, and welcome back to Shaded Reality. I'm Anne, and I'm here with Marie, and we are doing another recap of The Valley, Season 3, Episode 3. Am I right on that? Yeah. I didn't write down the season. Or is it Season 3?
I wrote Season 3 in my title. I think it's Season 3.
It just says season, and then nothing, and then Episode 3. So
whatever the latest season is.
Whatever the latest season is.
Yeah.
So, this is the Santa Clarita Trail. I guess we're just going to kind of get right into it, unless Marie has anything interesting to discuss, talk about.
No. If you're interested in hearing about the latest reality news, gossip, and all of that stuff, I did a Shade Report. It is the Shade Report episode 4. So go look for that on our feed if you're interested in seeing all of the latest stuff. I talk Summer House, all of the new Hulu shows that are going to be out, Mom Talk getting back to recording, like all of the things that are currently on Instagram that are hot topics I talked about. I think it's about 15 minutes long, but the stuff we would normally talk about in the beginning here, yeah. I just put it on a separate report because Anne wasn't feeling good yesterday when we normally record. No, it was this morning. We normally record.
We normally record in the morning.
We just,
it doesn't feel like Friday. Like today does not feel like Friday.
It doesn't. At all. Yeah. So yeah, no, I have nothing else. That was it.
All right, I'm gonna have to listen to that. I'm like, because we had all the notes and like I had all these things that I wanted to say with everything that's coming up, and you're like, oh, I did it on the Shade Report. And I was like, all right, sounds good.
I didn't know that we were going to record today, or I would have just waited. I was thinking, like, fine. You might be out, or, like, you weren't going to feel good at all for a day or two. Yeah, it didn't sound like you were good.
what was going on, but it was 24 hours of not feeling great. So, okay, so the opening it's Danni and Nia's house, and it, like, you know, with every episode it quickly just does little snippets of each person. But Danni and Nia's house, Nia's going over what she needs to be done before the party that they're having at their new Santa Clarita house. Jasmine and Zach, they're just talking about wedding invitations. Kristin and Brittney are at the plastic surgeon's office because it's been 10 years since Brittney got her boob job. So we discussed this,
That's crazy.
Feel like, last episode, and we were both like, did she get the surgery? Which in my mind, I was like, yeah, she got the surgery, but no, not yet. Right now, clearly, she already got the surgery, but while this was being recorded, she did not. So it shows a picture of her from 10 years ago. She was just so sweet and innocent looking. Like,
I know.
So innocent. I remember when Jax brought her on Vanderpump Rules, and I was just like, honey, run. Like, she just seemed so too kind. You know what I mean? Like, way too kind for Jax. I never in my life thought that they would have been together for as long as they have. Like,
no.
She just put up
with
way too much shit.
Yeah. I don't know what made her stick around with him. I don't know.
Because she, like...
I think he's a good love bomber. So I think he pulls people back in. I mean, Stassi fell for it for a little bit, so he has to be pretty good. Because Stassi does not put up with shit.
That knows how to talk to women. And it's fucking disgusting. I see it so often, and it's like, now adult version me, it makes me sick. Like, men are nasty. Like, the things that they will say to get what they want. Do you watch Euphoria?
I watched a little bit of the first season, so no.
Okay. So we started watching that again because season 3 is out and we couldn't, it's been so long. So we started watching season 2 over again. And Nate is like that. And like, he's just like, says what they want to hear to make them come back to, like, it grosses me out. But anyway. So she says that, you know, after she gave birth, that her boobs got so enormous, and that's when she didn't like them anymore. It does show a picture of when she got them done, and they actually did look really good, at least in the picture that they showed. I do feel like she went too big for her body shape, but they looked good. And I think that when she had the baby, that they just got enormous. Which I do know a couple people that got their boobs done and they went big, but when they like gained a little bit of weight, like their boobs got even bigger.
Get enormous. I've seen that
Which
on
I
people.
didn't realize that.
And you can see on Brittney's body, like, I don't know how much, like cortisol, you know how like it makes you kind of like blow up almost, like bloated when you're stressed? Like she has a cortisol belly and body right now. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Like I'm not being mean at all. Like you can tell it's like a stressed out body because I have gotten it and feel it. And like, it's like almost like she's shaped like a barrel. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she has gained a ton of weight. Like, I'm not trying to be mean.
No,
I'm not.
I'm trying not to laugh.
And it's not like she has like a big belly or like she's gotten big thighs and big arms. Like, it's not like she's like doing an overall weight gain. Like, you can see like it's like a bloat, like a stressed out cortisol bloat. Like, I can see it in her outfit and like the way, and I'm like, that's what it is. Yeah, she didn't used to look like that.
Like right below your boobs, that area there. When I am so bloated and it like almost looks like it is painful.
Yes,
'cause I know when I get that way, I'm just like my whole stomach looks like that. And I think that you're right. Like, no, that it is such like a stressor thing that's happening. And I think that once, like, you know what I mean, Jax is fully out of her life. She's kind of, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I really don't think Brittney necessarily needs a mommy makeover. I think that if she
needs some mental health care.
Right. Yes. I think that that's honestly what she needs. Kristin talks about how she feels for Brittney and knows exactly what she's going through because she's having, you know, all these. I think all of us as women feel this way. After I gave birth to Jersey, I was so unhappy with the way that I looked for a very long time. Like, I will never forget, I never even wanted to leave the house. I never wanted to, like, go out with friends or do anything because I felt like I was wearing the same pair of pants that I wore. They were my maternity jeans. And in my fucked up woman mind, I thought that I should not be wearing maternity jeans after I had my baby.
Like you're just supposed to, it all goes away as soon as the baby comes out. Yeah.
And I would be so hard on myself. I remember crying. Oh my God, I was a mess. Like, because I thought, and maybe because I was younger too, that I thought I was going to snap back so quickly, but I did not. I actually lost weight sooner when I had Harlow than I did with Jersey. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. I will say,
I did with my second too, but I don't know what it is.
I wanted with Jersey. That was also my young brain that I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm pregnant. I'm going to drink soda. I'm going to eat fast food every night. Plus, Mom was making me dinners when I got home from work. You know, so I was just like eating like double meals. And then when I was giving labor, Marie told me I looked like a whale. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You straight up were like,
when you
look like a whale. Thanks.
When you give, I know you've only had 2 pregnancies, but like the day before you're going to go into labor, you blow up. Like, it's very weird. You did it with both kids. And, like, you can tell, like, your lips get bigger. Like, you just, like, swell up. And you did not look big your entire pregnancy with Jersey. But that day in labor, like, it was like your whole body swelled up. And it just looked, you're always been so tiny. So you just look so funny laying there in bed in those freaking ugly gowns.
I know. And the funny thing is, like, you're honestly
who
the
is that
only
person
that could call me a whale and I can laugh about it. Anyone else call me a fucking whale and we're gonna have problems. You have a pass. But I will never forget that when you said I look like a fucking whale. I'm just like, thanks.
I mean, I want to be clear. I did not do it in the moment. I wasn't even there the day she gave birth.
No.
It was pictures
I was
after.
gonna say, yeah, it was in a picture. I feel like it was the one where I was like bending over. I don't even know who took the picture. I was
Probably
still at
Mom.
home.
She always makes me look huge in every picture
Yeah.
she takes of me.
And I was
it's like she has like a talent to find the worst angle
picture.
humanly possible.
Yeah. And you were like, you look like a whale. And I'm like, I actually do. So the doctor, so then the doctor comes in and like kind of goes over what Brittney wants with her mommy makeover and everything. And then another doctor comes in to do Kristin's Botox, and they call him the real live Ken doll, which I will say, he does look like a Ken doll, but he has way too much Botox in a man's face for me. Like, he's attractive,
I don't like man's
maybe
Botox,
LA attractive, but he has too much Botox for him, for a
I
man.
like
I
some
don't even like
wear and tear on a man's face. Yeah.
And maybe it's where we live and where we come from, but I think I would die if my husband ever got Botox. I would never want him to get it.
Yeah.
But if he ever said, I'm thinking of getting Botox, I think I would literally like die and cringe and be like, it's time for us to get a divorce. I think men look more attractive the older they get. Which I hate, like, when they start graying and, I don't know, like, I think
like, when they have, like, lines and stuff, like, I don't know, it just looks, like, rough and, like, attractive to me, whereas, like, women, I'm like, they look old.
Not the same. Not the same for us. Okay, where am I here? So, then Luke is meeting with Jason, and they are discussing the situation that Jason and Danni are in. Luke pretty much says that, I know where Danni is in this situation, but, like, where are you? Mm-hmm. Luke says, I remember at the reunion you calling Danni a douche and a clown, which, which was so out of line. This whole thing I'm just so annoyed with. Jason feels...
I'm bored of it. Like, I literally don't care about this storyline or fight at all. I'm like, Jason could go away and I wouldn't think about it. Like, I wouldn't miss him.
Not at all.
Nothing. I don't care.
I know. And I feel like that's where Jace or Nia and Danni are too. Like, they're like done. They're literally done with them. And I know, like, Luke, because Luke's friends with everyone and he wants them to all get back together, but I really don't know if it's going to happen.
No.
Jason feels that Danni owes, them an apology for him being too hard on Janet, which I don't think that Danni was being too hard on Janet at all. I think that he was saying, how it was. And Danni and Nia think that they owe them an apology for the hurtful, mean accusations that Janet said about Danni. So I feel that Janet took it way too far and it had nothing to do with her and Jasmine's situation saying that he was sexually assaulted. Like, for her, and I think that that's what it was. Janet saying that he sexually assaulted Jasmine is where
when Janet wasn't saying that. I mean, when Jasmine wasn't saying that.
No. And Jasmine was over it.
Yes. She was like, I was uncomfortable. They had the conversation. They moved on.
Yeah.
But Janet, just something that was none of her damn business, she would not let it go. No. And she was trying to find any little thing that Danni did and make it into something. Like, and attribute it to him being a drunk and a sexual assaulter. So, like, it was like you're just making shit up to try to be a part of the storyline that wasn't yours to begin with.
If production was like, Janet, we'll pay you more
probably
if you continue to bring this up, because holy shit, it was. Like, even when they were fighting, I don't know if it was on a boat or wherever the hell they were, Jasmine's just sitting back in the corner, just kind of like not even giving a shit. And then that's when Janet said about how he sexually assaulted her. And I was just like, what the fuck?
And everyone on that boat was like, I'm not sure if I would use those words.
Accusation. Yeah. I mean, that is a really big accusation to make on somebody.
And she's like, well, the definition is this. Ugh. And I'm like, it's like, you're being a little bit too literal there.
So I just said that I feel that Janet owes Danni an apology. I do not think that it needs to be reversed at all. All of the girls are getting their hair and makeup done at Kristin's they're all going out to this Y2K party. I guess it's like Kristin's like first night out kind of thing. And they're going to this bar that is like Y2K themed, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I guess so.
Nia has these little butterfly clips in her hair, which I think are the freaking cutest. And I remember wearing them in my hair. And my girls have them.
Yeah, me too.
Do
they? I was thinking, no. I was like, I need to get some for my kids. Because they would like them.
Harlow, like, I actually just put them in her hair the other day. And then she comes home from school and they're like disappeared. And I'm like, where are they? Like, whatever she puts in her hair, it never looks the same when she gets home from school.
Yeah.
Nia is getting her hair done and holding her baby Adelaide, which is 3 months old. And she is the cutest little peanut. She's so adorable.
Oh my gosh. That hair. She is like a little monkey. I know. With that hair. It's so cute. I think
that she's always like on Nia's boob. So she's like hot. And you notice how like Nia puts her hand over it? So she's probably like hot and sweaty. And she just has like that wild hair. She says that she is like strictly breastfeeding, so she goes everywhere with her.
I couldn't imagine that. Girl. I never strictly breastfed at all. I was popping a bottle in while we were still in the hospital because I was not going to let that happen. Like, I knew from day one that I can't do this or my mental health. Like, I'll be institutionalized if this baby has to rely on my boob. Like, I would have had a mental breakdown. I just did both.
Props to any woman for sure.
I don't know how they do it.
I mean, I tried so hard with Jersey, and I legit had a mental breakdown. And I remember Mom being like, "You are done." And I remember calling the doctor and being like, "Listen, like, I don't think that she's eating enough." Like, I was stressed. Then she was stressed, and I remember they would not. Like, I'm like, "What can I supplement?" Nothing. You continue to breastfeed. It is hard. You will be fine. I remember Mom taking the phone, hanging up, and she goes, "That's it. I'm going and getting formula." And I'm like, "I can't. They told me no." And she's like, "You can do whatever the fuck you want."
Yeah.
I will never forget that first bottle that I gave to Jersey. And it was like, I was so like relieved and relaxed. Jersey was so relieved. Like, it was like a game changer.
Yeah.
But they do. They make you feel like a horrible parent if you don't breastfeed.
In the hospital with my first, I only breastfed. And I was so stressed out. And I was exhausted because I had a 36-hour labor. And, like, she was eating every 2 hours, you know? She was, like, newborn. She was jaundiced. Like, I had to keep feeding her. And I remember my husband feeling so bad because he had to keep waking me up. And we had to stay in the hospital longer because she had to be put under lights and everything for the jaundice. Like, it was just a whole thing. And we ended up, as soon as we got home, we started doing bottle and breastfed. And it was like, it was just, a full relief. Like, I was just like, this is amazing. So then when I had my second, we took formula with us to the hospital. And our deal was I would breastfeed her all day, but my husband would do like a night feed to let me like sleep for like a solid 4 or 5 hours or whatever. Yeah. And like we had planned that ahead of time. The nurse came in and saw him feeding her, and you would have thought the world was like ending. And at that point, like, we were like, it was our second baby. We were 35 or something. And it was a young nurse. And she's like, why didn't you tell us? We could have got you breast milk. And I was like, it's fine. Well, she'll be confused. I was like, nope. I did both boob and formula with my first, and she was fine. She went bottle to boob, no problem. I was like, if she does bottle to boob back and forth as an infant, they get it. They're fine. Yeah. She tried to make us feel so bad. And we were like, essentially, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And she like changed it, I remember, on the whiteboard and was all like real pissy about it. And I was like, why do you care? Like, this is none of your damn business.
Yeah. They make you feel like so guilty and that you're the worst mother ever. And I remember I wanted to fully breastfeed with Harlow. Like, I was just like very young with Jersey and just not comfortable with it. And then I remember saying, like, I want to do this. Like, I really want to nurse Harlow. Nothing. I literally produced, like, when I had filled up with breast milk with Jersey, my boobs were huge. Like, I remember being in pain when I stopped breastfeeding. Harlow, nothing. My boobs did not get bigger. Like, I could not produce any milk. I remember going to the doctor's office. They would weigh her. Then I would sit there and feed her. And then they would weigh her again. And they're like, oh, she gained like 0.2 ounces. And I'm like, how? Like, Harlow went from weighing 6 pounds, 13 ounces when she was born, dropped all the way down to like 6'3". She was not gaining any weight. And then I started panicking, and she was already so tiny. And then finally, like, they gave me the okay because I couldn't. Like, I'm telling you, I'm like, I would sit there for way too long pumping, and I would get like 2 ounces. Like, I just was not producing. So that sucked in that situation because I really actually wanted to do it, but it just, my body was not working then.
Yeah.
So she's having her mom sit on the party van when the baby, with the baby while Nia's in the club partying. And then if the baby needs fed or Nia feels like, you know, she's starting to fill up, then she just goes out and she's going to feed the baby.
Goes out. That's crazy. That is some dedication.
Yeah. I said, this is funny to me. I mean, props to both Nia and her mom for doing that. Clearly, this is a job to Nia, or I know that she would not be doing this. Because I wouldn't be. There's no way that you would tell me, oh, yeah, I'm going out partying with my girlfriends. My mom's going to come and sit on the bus. Like, this is a job. And Nia knows that she has to be there if she wants to get paid.
She's also better than me with, like, she won't do anything but breastfeed. I would have owned every brand of bottle and nipple that existed, and that baby would have been on a bottle. Like, I wouldn't have continued to, like, put myself through that torture.
Because I heard her say...
I mean, you can't... A baby's not going to starve themselves. A baby will suck off of a bottle. Like, I think mothers just feel bad, especially if a baby cries when they get a bottle. Like, you feel bad, like you're doing something wrong. And, like we just discussed, the medical industry doesn't help because they make you feel like shit. So...
Brittney is wearing this tight-ass pink tank top and skirt with a matching pink fuzzy hat, which I've always hated those hats. I think they're so freaking ugly. I never owned one.
I remember them from...
Yes.
They were from Clueless.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never liked those hats.
No, I never had one of those either.
Michelle's kind of wearing the same thing, but more sporty looking. I guess they all kind of just dress the same. Because even Michelle, she had the same thing on as Michelle, but Michelle was wearing the skirt version and she was wearing the pant version. Kristin has on like this shiny iridescent hologram looking outfit with these space buns. They were getting ready to walk out to the van. Luke's last words were, "Don't let Kristin come home sober." He is so thinking he's going to have sex tonight.
Yeah, he's annoying me.
Yeah. It's hard for me to say anything because that would be my husband. 100%. So it is annoying and I freaking hate it for her, but that would be Skylar. Ugh. They all walk into the bar. It's 8 p.m. at night, and the bar is completely dead.
I love this.
It was on a Wednesday, okay? They said it was on a Wednesday night. But Brittney's like, is it even open yet? So Kristin's like, this is exactly what I wanted for my girls' night out. No lines out the door to get in, and you don't have to wait to get a drink.
You get your couple drinks at the bar. You sit with your girlfriends. You don't have to worry about anybody else. And then, you go home and get in bed. I would have been fine with it, too.
For sure. But I said, I feel like this so much. Like, that was my life. And Skylar and I rarely ever went out. But I remember after we had Jersey, it was well over her being a year old. And I don't know if it's everywhere, but in our area, everyone goes out the night before Thanksgiving. Like, it's like a huge, like, everyone, I don't know why.
I think it's because everyone's home from high school and stuff. Like,
college.
Everyone's home.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Because I always wondered, why would you want to get wasted the night before Thanksgiving and then not enjoy your Thanksgiving meal? Because I never was hungover. Because story, we went out that one year and Mom was like, yes, I will watch her, but you have to be home by 10 o'clock because I make Thanksgiving dinner and I need to get up to make dinner. And I'm thinking, nobody's even going to be out until 10 o'clock. And sure enough, I'll never forget, like, Skylar and I go out, literally nobody's there. Just as we are, it's like 10 o'clock, and Mom's like, where are you? Are you coming home? Like, I need to go to bed. Everyone starts showing up. So we have never done the Thanksgiving Eve party celebration.
Yeah.
American homeowners are sitting on $30 trillion in home equity. But home insurance is up over 100% since 2010. Healthcare, childcare, property taxes, all up. But wages? Just stuck. Lots of equity, but feeling the squeeze. Every month they wonder why it still feels so tight. Unlock thinks we need to talk about this more. Start at unlock.com/equity. Unlock Home Equity Solutions and MLS 2657081.
Lala shows up in a glittery skirt with the same pink hat on that Brittney has. And I still hate the hat. Jasmine asks Michelle how her and Jesse are, and she says fine, but she feels like if it wasn't for the friend group, she doesn't think that it would be the way that it is.
Yeah, of course. She would have him fully cut out of her life. Like, that's just
completely
a normal comment.
Jasmine says, yeah, I could say that about a lot of people here. And Michelle's like, like who? She says, well, Lala, love her, but honestly, outside of this and the group, she would not be hanging out with me. I know this for a fact. So then Michelle goes up to Lala.
This was such a stupid fight, honestly.
It was so stupid. But I will say this was more on Jasmine. The way that she reacts. And she never has her story right. Which drives me
and neither did Michelle, which didn't help.
No.
But no one was repeating what was actually said. And yeah, they were all focusing on all the wrong things. And so, like, it turned into an argument that it didn't even need to be. Literally, all Jasmine seemed to mean was, I wouldn't hang out with Lala because, like, we're only hanging out because of filming.
Right.
Kind of thing, But instead it got turned into, well, you'll say, I'm sure.
So Michelle goes up to Lala and is like, have you been hanging out with Jasmine? And Lala says that they just went to dinner the night before. And it shows a clip of them at dinner. And she said that they've known each other for 10 years. So, like, they have known each other from being in the group. But I think because of them now being on the valley together, they're trying to, you know what I mean? Like, hang out and do more things together.
Film and stuff. Yeah.
Lala says, to Michelle, like, yeah, it was really nice. We had a great time. And then Michelle tells Lala what Jasmine says, but not, like you said, the real accurate way that it happened. I don't even remember how she said it.
Lala, Michelle said something more like, Jasmine doesn't think you're someone she would be friends with or hang out with, or no, she attributed what Jasmine said to, like, Jasmine compared Lala to Jessie. Like, yeah, Lala's the same kind of person as Jessie. And I'm like, that's not what was said at all.
Right.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, that is not
That's
what
it
was said
was.
at all.
Yeah.
So Lala, which, listen, this would be me also. I call everyone out on their bullshit. Like, if someone is talking shit about me, I will confront them about it. Like, I have always been that way, and I'm not someone, like, you would just be like, meh, I don't care. Like,
yeah,
it's not
I'd
worth
say
my energy.
Other people's opinions about me is none of my business.
Yeah.
They can
not
say whatever
me.
they want. I don't care.
I am the opposite. And I want to know why the fuck you're talking shit if it's not true. Like, I don't play those games. So anyway, Lala calls her out and is like, you know, she calls Jasmine over to ask her, you know, about it. And Jasmine gets super defensive and is telling Michelle not to talk to her the way that she is, which I didn't think that Michelle was talking aggressively at all. Jasmine doesn't like to be called out on her bullshit, and she doesn't let anyone talk, which drives me absolutely insane.
Me too. Especially when what's being said is not correct, and then you just keep going. It drives me nuts. Yeah.
Then Jasmine tells Michelle to calm down, which really annoys me because if this was reversed and Michelle told her to calm down, oh, hell no. You know, Jasmine would be blowing the fuck up. And that is what is not okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's Jasmine can act a certain way, but if Michelle acts the same way as Jasmine, that's not okay. I don't like that. Then it shows Nia feeding the baby in the party bus and everyone dancing in the bar. And then it keeps going back and forth, like showing Nia partying, showing Nia partying. Kristin gets on the bus to check on Nia. She says that, you know, she's the only baby source of food. I guess I already went over that. She won't take a bottle. She's extremely stressed, which is understandable. And, you know, Nia, she just, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's not. We all know it's not. She asked Kristin if her and Luke are going to get it on tonight. And Kristen's like, no. My body and brain are not there yet. She's like, nope. Like, poor Luke's at home thinking he's going to get some tonight. And Kristin in her head is already like, I'm not fucking him.
Nope.
Back in the bar, everyone's kind of like rounding up to leave. Brittney's ready to peace out early because Brandon is meeting her at the house and she is ready to get it on. She's having sex tonight.
Gross.
I know.
Yeah.
Next morning, Kristin said she had the perfect girls' night. No hangover, no sex, and breakfast in bed. Michelle calls Kristin and she is hungover. She said that she stayed out until 2:30 in the morning and hit up all the gay bars with Zach. Michelle was feeling
She was
good.
drunk when she got on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brittney is then having her dinner date with Brandon. My first impression, I don't think that he is attractive. But I do love that he encourages Brittney to order whatever she wants to eat and doesn't shame her for it. I did love that. Because she's like, I want the caviar.
Beyond,
What?
Extra creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche.
I think he's manipulative.
Oh,
yeah.
100%. But I love that he didn't body shame her like Jax did all the time. And like let her order whatever the fuck she
your
wanted.
bar is really low if we are excited that a man isn't going to body shame us. That should just like be the norm.
I mean, that was like a plus for, you know, her dealing with the freaking Jax bullshit all the time. I did like that for her, but but I don't have good vibes about this guy at all. Like instantly makes me cringe.
No.
Brittney says that they met for the first time when she was a Hooters girl. And then they talk about Zach and that Brittney wants him to win him over at Nia and Danny's party. And Brandon said Zach's going to love him and they are going to be the bestest of friends. Okay, Brandon.
Good.
Brandon then has dessert with sparklers come to the table, and he said that he just wanted to do something special and asked Brittney if she will officially be his girlfriend. You can tell that Brittney is caught off guard, and she is just, like, nervously laughing. But then, like...
Yep.
She even says, "Are you sure we're not moving too fast?" He schmoozes her with his words, and she thinks that he is the cutest. And then she's like, "Yes, let's do it." And I'm like, no, Brittney. I feel like he totally caught her off guard with the cameras. And he knew in that moment she's going to say yes. She's not going to say no right now.
Yeah. She's not going to make a scene. Yeah, she's going to say yes because the cameras are here. And it's going to be a part of the show. And all the things. So I watched the after show where they like talk about, they like watch the show and make comments. And she pretty much said like, "Oh no, it was sweet, but like, yeah, I do let people talk me into things. Like I can easily be manipulated." So like, she in her sweet way didn't say it, but essentially she was like, "Yeah, like he manipulated me into saying yes then and there." Every cast member was pissed when they watched that scene, and they were like, he knew what he was doing. Like, he did that on purpose in that location with the sparkler, with the cameras. Like,
he just seems a little too comfortable for this show for being so new. You know what I mean? For that being his very first introduction, he just seems a little too talkative. Like, buddy, you just need to sit back and
a little too camera ready. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't like that. Nia and Danni are getting ready for the housewarming party. Danni will not break character with his country accent.
No.
I don't know how Nia deals with it. Nia is trying to have a serious
conversation
so
calm
with him, and he won't stop. Again, Nia, the angel. I would have been so annoyed and walked away. I would have just been like, if you cannot get out of character right now while I'm having a fucking serious conversation with you, I'm done. She's just so calm, and she's just like, "Oh, Daniel.
I don't know.
And like even giggles it off a little bit. I think that Danni continues with this annoyance because Nia doesn't say anything. I really think he thinks that he's being funny, but he's not. Like, it just gets to be annoying.
I think he thinks he's cute. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a cutesy thing. Because Nia also has that cutesy voice.
It's very weird.
I think they do that weird cutesy thing together.
Yeah.
I would not like
But
that.
yeah, I think if she would just like yell at him, it might take him aback. But I don't know. He also might not like be someone who would take yelling at him either, and it might turn into like a huge fight, or he might turn into like a silent treatment person. So she might talk to him like that because she knows what happens if she doesn't, kind of thing. I don't know. I think there's some underlying weirdness with Danni there, because the after show, they were saying on the after show, all the people were like, he kept that character the entire party. Like, it was annoying other people, other cast members, because he literally did not break character for the entire party. Like,
I wouldn't even want to talk
who wants
to
to be around that?
Who wants to have a conversation with someone? I know he did break character when he was having the discussion with Luke. That
Jason?
Was the only time.
Oh, Luke. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were talking about it too.
I need to watch these after shows.
American homeowners are sitting on $30 trillion in home equity. But home insurance is up over 100% since 2010. Healthcare, childcare, property taxes, all up. But wages? Just stuck. Lots of equity, but feeling the squeeze. Every month they wonder why it still feels so tight. Unlock thinks we need to talk about this more. Start at unlock.com/equity. Unlock Home Equity Solutions and MLS 2657081.
I just watched it for episode 3 the first time, and they're kind of funny because they like say stuff that, you know, like oh, this is what really happened here. Or, like,
Yeah.
this is, you know, like, they watch the show and then comment on it. So some of it's just a repeat of exactly what you see, but other stuff, like, stands out. If you
Yeah.
have time. It's not, like,
Who has
necessary.
fucking time? I don't even have time to watch our episodes, let alone something else. God. I've been trying to do better. Zach, Benji, Jasmine. Jasmine's girlfriend. Why can't I think of her name?
No.
Is it Michelle?
Not Michelle, but I don't think it's another Michelle. But it's
Because I
like a
almost
very
wrote
generic
Michelle.
name like that.
But then
It
I
might be
didn't.
Michelle.
And I just put
I
girlfriend.
can't remember.
Kristen and Luke are driving together to Nia and Danny's. Zach is already bitching that it's going to be a 50-minute drive. Then
Is 50 minutes that crazy?
No, I know. I'll get into this later, but talk about the whole trip thing. So Schwartz shows up at Brittney's with a neck pillow around his neck, a big ass plant, and a pumpkin because everyone knows that fall starts September 1st. I freaking love him.
And it's a housewarm. It's like a housewarming party.
the
So he's
freaking-
bringing his gifts.
I think that is so, he's so sweet. Like, he is a very thoughtful friend. But, like, I just thought it was funny when Brittany's like, Schwartz, you brought a pumpkin?
Pumpkin?
And he's like, everyone knows that fall starts September 1st. Yes, I brought a pumpkin. Layla brings Lala. I even have Layla on my thing. Lala brings up in the car to Brittney that Jasmine seems to be a little flip-floppy, and Brittany's like, well, what do you mean? And Layla says, oh my God, I wrote it there again. Lala says that she heard that she would be cold to your face, but then say things behind your back. But then to your face, she doesn't really remember what she says, and it's all like jumbled up or whatever. So Lala tells Michelle to tell Brittney what happened at the Y2K party, and Brandon chimes in and says, Jasmine has always been super upbeat and nice to me. Maybe she just came across the wrong way. Brandon,
Who are you?
what?
You don't even go here.
Right?
Like, what?
If I were Lala, I would have been like, whoa, Brandon. But stay in your lane. Like, you have no idea this friend group, so you're not allowed to even make remarks yet.
Yeah.
But nobody said anything, and I didn't understand it.
You,
Yeah.
He's not on their show poster. Like, you need to stay out of it. Like, what?
You are new, the new newbie. You don't make comments at all.
Yeah.
You just sit there and you listen. You just take it all in. So they all arrive, and they're still talking about the trip and how long it took. So Kristin says she doesn't even think that you can get a 2-day Amazon Prime there. And I said, is it really that long of a drive? And if it is, like, that has to suck so bad for Nia, and I can understand her frustration with, like, why she didn't want to move there. But, I mean, you drive an hour to and from work every day. So if it's an hour...
An hour and 15 minutes. Yeah.
So...
It's not that
It's
crazy.
an hour. That's not that bad. Like, are they making it out to be more than what it is? Because I'm confused.
I think that it's actually even a little bit closer than an hour, but there's always traffic. So I think there's a lot of, like, sitting in traffic, which I guess can be, like, annoying. So, like, you never actually know how long it's going to take you because it's traffic dependent. But yeah, I mean, they said 50 minutes. Like,
I know, 50
they didn't
minutes,
say it was
I
3
didn't think
hours.
That was that bad. Yeah.
No.
So, well, Zach even said in the back that you could get an Uber helicopter from Santa Clarita to the valley. And, like, legit. Which I feel like that's only in fucking LA. Like, what? I didn't even know there were Uber helicopters. And never in my life
I can't imagine
would I
that's
get in an
anywhere
Uber
but LA.
helicopter.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
I was trying to fix my light.
I got in a helicopter one time, and it was with Jersey, and it was at a fair, and she wanted to do it, and they do, like, rides. It's like, I don't even know, $20 to ride in the helicopter. One, I thought I was going to fucking die. They didn't close the door.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out. He whips up and around. I'm terrified for my life, but trying to hold my shit together for my kid. Not even a year later, a man died there at that fair from the helicopter. They no longer do helicopter rides anymore. Chopped his head.
Ever since that, oh my gosh, is that what happened? Ever since that fail. No.
Like,
that's shocking. I didn't know that happened.
Yes. Somebody, and it was.
So, like, he didn't duck?
So, listen.
Because, like, every time people go on, they duck.
I think it was one of the helicopter, like, drivers. Someone's hat flew, and it was a reaction. He just went to grab the hat. Yeah. Yeah. And now, I mean, I have a picture. I have a picture of her and I on this helicopter. I will never.
Yeah.
Helicopter scare the
No,
shit out
ever
of me.
since that family died in, like, a helicopter, I think that was going around New York City or something, I was like, nope, I will not be doing that.
Yeah.
We did it with Mom and Dad in planes. I don't think they were helicopters. What were those?
I don't know, but that
And
was sketch.
remember, I was in Mom's, and Mom does not have the ability to not freak out. So I was a little child, with my mom being like, freaking out the whole time. And she was saying that the pilot was having flashbacks from Nam, and she was losing her mind. And I was just like, okay, I guess I'm going to be the calm one here. I'm 9, but I'll be the calm one here and the adult in this situation.
I don't remember.
So that was my only experience.
I was in.
We, like, went over.
Yeah.
It was the Grand Canyon thing. You were probably with Dad. Because I know we couldn't do more than, like, 2 adults and 1 kid or something.
Yeah.
But
I remember that being very
Mom
sketchy.
freaked out the entire time. It probably was, but, you know, when you're with your kid, you probably shouldn't lose your mind.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So immediately when they all get there, Zach and Brandon talk, and Zach says, you know, how he feels. And Brandon's like, no, I definitely do have red flags. Like, I have 3 kids, 2 baby mamas. And then he says, you know, I have Brittney's best interest in mind, and I did ask her out last night, and she's my girlfriend now. Zach's face is literally like,
yeah,
fuck?
he's not
and
excited.
And then this Brandon guy just starts laughing. Yeah. He, like, you know, he could not wait to drop that ball. Like, he was waiting that entire time to be like, she's my girlfriend. What are you going to do about it?
She's my girlfriend.
Zach says that Brittney needs to
say anything
stop
now.
opening her heart, and she just needs to open her legs because it's a lot more fun that way.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Luke then pulls Danni to the side and says that that he talked to Jason, and Danni immediately is like, why? You can tell Danni is very upset in the situation. Like, he actually looks like he gets a little, like, teary-eyed when he starts talking about it. He just says in confession that, which, I don't agree with this, but he says in confession that if Luke was really his true friend, he wouldn't be hanging out with Jason at all. I have mixed feelings about this.
That's not how friendship works.
No. I said, we are grown-ass adults. You can't tell me who I can and can't be friends with. Luke has made it very clear that he was not okay with the way that Jason and Janet talked about Danni last year, and him and Kristin stood up for them the entire time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you can't, if someone's going to tell me who I can be friends with, I would almost want to cut them out, because you can't tell me who.
I know, yeah.
Like, what? That we're not in fucking high school anymore. And even if we were, I still wouldn't do that bullshit.
No.
Luke just says, you know, tomorrow night he wants to have all of the guys together, or he said all of my friends together, and meet up at a cigar bar to talk. Danni cuts him off, and he's like, so he's your friend. Because if he would have done to you what he did to me, he would not be my friend. Danni says, let me think about it. And also, I need to call out this entire, like, not season, but the last couple episodes, maybe it was just this episode, Luke looks so high the entire time. Like, when he was talking to Jason,
he probably is.
He looks stoned. Talking to Danni, stoned.
Yeah.
Which they were only actually days apart.
Allegedly stoned.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
He looked allegedly stoned. Which I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm
In
sure
your
he smokes.
opinion.
I'm sure he smokes weed. Which I don't care. But he just looks...
Well, yeah, he has... Doesn't he own a weed farm in Colorado?
So. Yeah.
And, I mean, in LA, it's legal, so...
Right, yeah. So, I don't care. I was just calling out what I saw. What I think that I allegedly saw. So...
Luke might hear this podcast. It's very popular, and I don't want,
him to be upset because I said he looks stoned? Get the fuck over it, Luke. Jasmine, Brandon, Jesse. Oh, okay. So this is where Jasmine, Brandon, and Jesse's girlfriend are all talking. Jasmine is saying that she talked to Jesse 6 hours before this party, and she was telling him about the whole Michelle thing and how she, like, called him a showman or whatever. And I was like, okay.
That's not what happened.
No, not at all. But I'm like, I see you. Who's stirring the fucking pot now? Like,
who's just making up things?
Yeah. But I'm like, she had such a big deal about Michelle going to Lala or whatever. And now she's doing the exact same thing, going to freaking Jesse, trying to, like, cause issues, I feel like, between those two.
Yeah.
So Jasmine says to Brandon about the Lala thing and says, I know they were talking about it in the car. Jasmine says this to Brandon, and Brandon is like, like, they were, girl. Brandon is like, Lala didn't have an issue, and she was, like, taken back. Brandon, that is not how it went down, and your story is not correct. Like, he was straight up throwing Michelle under the bus, and Lala's the one who brought it up. Like, Michelle was just kind of like chiming in, being like agreeing with things. You know what I mean? Like,
agree. I
think that she does that. So Jasmine's all fucking annoyed, walks into the kitchen and is like, Michelle is so fucking dumb. She doesn't have street smarts. Does she know what street smarts are? Because I'm confused.
I have no idea. I didn't understand what that even was referring to.
I didn't understand the street smarts because that's not what I thought the definition of street smarts was. And then Michelle's like, what are we talking about? And Jasmine says, you. I was like, oh boy. Jasmine says, I was having a conversation with Brandon and he was telling me that Michelle said that I was fake or alluding to that or whatever. They're all like, no, she didn't. And like, Michelle's just kind of like chill and standing back, and she's like, I never said that. Brittney is immediately like, where is he? Already dating another Jax, starting shit. I was like, you need to get your man under control.
Yeah.
Brittney says that Brandon is a social butterfly, and he's just butterflying a little too much. Michelle
she's so good at coming up with other things for what people are instead of just calling it out, which is that he's stirring the shit, he wants camera time, and he's gossiping for it. Like, social butterfly my ass.
Michelle is being so calm, and Jasmine is throwing hands in her face and yelling. Lala's like, I'm the one who brought it up. And then Brandon's like, oh no, Michelle didn't talk shit. And then Jasmine is like, Jasmine knew that then I said, like, Jasmine was like, well, I don't understand. You're saying this, you're saying that. And I feel like she knew that she fucked up even starting this conversation. And she's just like kind of walking away. And then she's telling Zach to shut the fuck up because he's trying to explain to her that she hears things.
You don't
changes the story and then runs with whatever she thinks is true, but it really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
If you think back to every kind of season, Jasmine is always the one who starts shit. Telling Kristin that Janet was a racist. Telling Kristin that Jason doesn't wear his ring. The Danni situation. There are other things that I can't even think of, but she has always been this cast member who's been, like, off to the side and not, like, really involved much in the beginning. And now I feel like she's becoming more a part of the show, and her true colors are showing, and I don't like her. Like, I think that she is the pot stir. I think that it all seems to all fall down to Jasmine, if you think about it. Now,
well, I don't
Kristin
know that Jasmine didn't tell the group about the Janet saying Michelle was racist thing because Jax told Jasmine, but then Jax had to end up tell Kristin because Jasmine didn't do his bidding. Like, she didn't go out and do that. The ring thing was 100% Jasmine. But the other thing was Jax started that whole thing, tried to do it through Jasmine, but Jasmine didn't say anything, so we ended up having to do it through Kristin. Because he did it at that steak dinner, that restaurant that didn't have any vegetarian food or whatever.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, I think she was kind of boring and behind the scenes, and so she might just be, like, trying to make drama to, like, be relevant or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like it, though.
Because she is extra this season. She's very extra.
Maybe she's stressed about the wedding. I don't know. But
sure,
she's a lot. Like, she doesn't let anybody talk, which that annoys me. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
She will not let you explain your side of the story. Like, pretty much just stand there and let freaking Jasmine, like, bitch all over you because that's what you're going to get. And
yes,
I can't stand
it. That's so frustrating to me. Even when it happens in Housewives and stuff, the people that will not listen or hear what the other side is saying and actually have, like, a back and forth, I can't stand that. I cannot stand it. It drives me insane.
Nope. That was the end. That was the end of the episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. One thing I wanted to say, and she was not in this episode, but it's just something I recently learned, was that Lacey, Jesse's girlfriend, she was actually a survivor of, like, this violent kidnapping and assault, and she got away and, you know, has recovered and everything, but she founded a foundation called Shame to Sparkle, and it's for people with PTSD, and she was like a victim advocate and everything. And so part of, I think, her, at least the story is, cease and desist stuff was she did not want her name out there, her, like, family life, her personal privacy stuff, because, like, she wanted to avoid all of that because of, like, past trauma. Mm-hmm. So she kind of wanted to stay out of the limelight, but I guess, I don't know, she's worked through it and now she's comfortable. I don't know. But yeah, she was in her 20s when it happened. She was kidnapped and assaulted, and it resulted in significant injuries and trauma. And she's dealt with severe endometriosis causing infertility and was diagnosed with multiple autoimmune diseases since. So she's been through it. But I really can't wait to hear and see more from her. I hope she's on more because I've liked what we've seen so far.
Same. And she really seems to be trying with Michelle. I wish Michelle would give her listen, we don't know what happens behind scenes. And I do know, you know, last season with the whole cease and desist thing, like, that was a lot for Michelle. But I do feel like she's trying really hard. And I do feel like Michelle's a little, like, you can tell she has her guard up. But even on this episode, like, Lacey made it a point to go up to Michelle and like gave her a hug, and she's like, "How are you?" And like Michelle hugs her back, but you can see she's very kind of like, ugh, like stiff about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am hoping to see more of Lacey also. I feel like she definitely is good for Jesse.
I do too. I like the way she treats him. It makes me laugh. One other thing from the after show was Zach told this story about how entitled Brandon is. So it was Zach, Brittney, and Brandon went to a concert together, and they had like access to like this private suite or whatever. But there was some issue with the ticket. So, like, they could get into the suite, but then, like, they couldn't access the concert. So, Zach was trying to fix it because they had gotten tickets to everything, but for whatever reason, whatever was, you know, showing up on his phone or whatever only gave them access to the suite. So, he had to make phone calls, and, like, it was a little frustrating. They were trying to figure everything out. Well, Brandon, he said, the way he was acting, you would have thought he was like a star. Like, he was like, this is not acceptable, and like was treating everybody like shit and like throwing a fit. That man should have sat his ass down and let Zach take care of it. Like, why he would think that he should be able to say anything in that? Like, those tickets weren't for him. Those tickets were given to Brittney and Zach. Like, he was just benefiting from being in their circle. The fact he would act like it was an inconvenience to him. Yeah. Like, sir, you are in a suite because you know these two. Like, you don't deserve shit. And Zach wasn't upset. He was, like, taking care of it. He was making the phone calls and stuff. So I am not sure about Brandon.
Yeah, Brittney's... not that he's using her. You know what I mean? But, like, kind of trying to benefit from her fame.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me a little... Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's everything. We will be getting out season 10, episode 12. Summer House recap will be Thursday this week. And then episode 4 of The Valley will be Tuesday, then Summer House, then The Valley. So that's how we're going to go from here on out until Summer House ends and In the City starts. But with us doing once a week The Valley, I think we'll be doing it for quite a while. I don't know exactly how many episodes this season is going to have of The Valley. Please follow us on all the social media. We're at Shaded Reality Pod. If you love listening to us, please subscribe to our channel in, you know, like Apple or Spotify or Amazon Music or wherever you listen, so that we get, you know, automatically get downloaded to your feed. Give us a review in Spotify or Apple if you haven't done that yet, and leaving an actual comment, even if it's like emojis or like one sentence that says 5 stars only, or whatever you want to say. Shaded Reality is so amazing. We love them. They're the best. Or you could say, I don't care anything about them. As long as you leave words and do a 5-star, the algorithm will push us up the ranks. So if you could just take a minute and do that, we would much appreciate it. We love you guys. We appreciate every single listen. We just I can't believe that we even have the number of listeners that we do. It's amazing every time I look at it and see how many people are downloading and listening to us. So thank you so much. We also have an email, shadedrealitypod@gmail.com. So if you want to tell us anything, get a hold of us, that is the best way. You have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye. Bye.
American homeowners are sitting on $30 trillion in home equity. But home insurance is up over 100% since 2010. Healthcare, childcare, property taxes, all up. But wages? Just stuck. Lots of equity, but feeling the squeeze. Every month they wonder why it still feels so tight. Unlock thinks we need to talk about this more. Start at unlock.com/equity. Unlock Home Equity Solutions, NMLS 2657081.